Forensics experts say they have proof that there was more than one shooter involved in the 1968 assassination of Robert F. Kennedy. They insist Kennedy was not killed by Sirhan Sirhan, but by another shooter from behind. Now, this theory suggests those shots came from behind the senator when Sirhan was in front of him, and they could have come from a security guard standing behind RFK. This theory is partly based on an audio recording in which the experts say you can hear 13 shots from 2 different guns. Dr. Cyril Wecht is a forensic pathologist. We invite him to join us and talk about this. Dr. Wecht, I know that you were in attendance at the presentation of this theory. What do you think about this?
Well, I also presented my own thoughts on this, as I have been doing for quite some years. I had been a consultant to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office, Dr. Thomas Noguchi, on this case. The acoustic evidence is very important. It is hard forensic science, and it clearly demonstrates that 13 shots were fired. It must be pointed out that Sirhan's gun was an Ivor Johnson .22 caliber cadet revolver, which holds 8 bullets. So he was wrestled down by Rosie Greer and others who were with the senator that evening after he got off a couple of shots.
Dr. Wecht, if you say that this was, I guess, an auditory summary that was put forward,
acoustics,
and that you've been on this case for some time, you being a forensic pathologist, do you think that the bullet that killed Robert F. Kennedy came from Sirhan Sirhan's gun that you just described or not?
Yeah, let me point out to you, Alex, the other hard piece of forensic science, which is indisputable. It has never been challenged. Dr. Noguchi and his staff, 3 forensic pathologists from the Armed Forces Institute of Pathology, and 2 civilian consultants, I and another experienced forensic pathologist, all concur. The shot that killed Senator Kennedy, striking him behind the right ear, was fired from a distance of 1 1/2 inches. The muzzle of the gun that killed Senator Kennedy was fired 1 1/2 inches away, and that shot was fired from the rear and moved forward.
Okay.
Sirhan was in front of the senator and was never closer than a couple of feet.
Yeah, he was, I believe, 4 to 6 feet was what they had determined.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so 4 to 6 feet. Okay, now, if you're telling me this is irrefutable evidence, has proved this, why is it that this has not gotten, I guess, more publicity? What is it about this? Is there anything that remains questionable about these findings that keep it from becoming the new story about the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy?
An excellent question. Number one, for those who are wondering, gee, how come this didn't come out in the trial, I got to quickly point out that the defense attorney never brought in one single forensic expert, never brought in one ballistics person, did not ask Dr. Noguchi about this. It was all finessed. That's part of the answer. The second part of the answer is, and it's bitter irony, that if this case involved plain Mr. X or Mr. Y with this kind of evidence, you can be sure it would be back in court. But since it involves American royalty, Kennedy, and Sirhan is safely incarcerated, forget about it. It'll never see the light of day. I say that with bitterness and cynicism, but with a sense of realism. It pains me to say it, but it is true.
All right, duly noted. Dr. Cyril Wecht, with that impassioned plea there, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
NBC Weather Plus is keeping an eye on the flooding situation in Arkansas.